More than 1,000 miles away, 9/11 rocked the lives of people right here in Kansas City. And while many of us don't actually know someone who died on that tragic day, some people lost the ones they loved the most. 41 Action News reporter Terra Hall spoke with one of them. She's live in New York City tonight. Terra, what was it like at Ground Zero tonight?
Yeah, tonight there are hundreds of people at the National September 11th Memorial, and while some of them may have known the victims of 9/11, others maybe didn't, they're all here to pay their respects to the 3,000 people who died on that fateful day. Now, the New York City sky tonight is illuminated with two bright blue beams. Those symbolize the Twin Towers, and as I walked around here this evening, I could hear people crying. I could also see people touching the names of those 3,000 victims, and this is the story of one of them. In all his years as a newspaper journalist at the Kansas City Star, no story haunts Bill Timaeus quite like the one he told on September 11th, 2001.
I knew that my job would become both professional and personal. I would have to help explain to my readers what it means to lose someone that you love in that way. But I would also have to take time to explain to my readers how it was that the hijackers came to misunderstand Islam, to distort this ancient religion, to hide behind it in the way that they did, commit murder in its name.
From his desk in Kansas City, Timaeus spent the morning piecing together a story on what would end up being the largest terror attack in American history. In a twisted turn of events, he went from being a reporter writing a story to being one of the seemingly endless victims of that fateful day.
The subject line was very bad news. And it just said, we think Carlton was on the first plane out of Boston.
The plane, American Airlines Flight 11, was on its way to Los Angeles, and on it was Carlton, Bill's nephew. Carlton's flight was the first to collide with the World Trade Center.
I just thought the world of him. His sense of humor was just terrific. Every once in a while, out of the blue, I'd get an email from him that just said, Bill, do you know how tall and handsome I am?
And happy. Only days before his death, Carlton found out he'd be a dad again. He never got to meet his second son.
I have accommodated myself to the reality of Carlton's being gone. I don't like it one bit. And a day does not go by when I don't think of him.
And all of the good things he could have done had his young life not ended.
What I think is really important to remember is that the 3,000 people who were murdered that day and the thousands who have been murdered since by terrorists were individual lives that mattered. And these weren't statistics, these were real people, and people that some of us loved a great deal.
All right, and so before I left Kansas City, I asked Bill if there was anything I could do for him or his family while I was in New York, and his only request was that I find Carlton's name and remind Carlton how tall and handsome his Uncle Bill is. Reporting live in New York City tonight, I'm Terra Hall, 41 Action News.